Jinger Duggar Vuolo says her parents were well-meaning with teachings from her former church. Looking at it as a parent now, I can see how easy it was for my parents to get wrapped up in that teaching, Jinger said of the controversial, ultra-Christian organization, the Institute in Basic Life Principles. Jinger Duggar Vuolo doesn't hold any ill will towards her parents for her religious upbringing. The counting on Alum 31 reflected on her parents Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar's decision to raise her and her 18 siblings in the controversial, ultra-Christian organization, the Institute in Basic Life Principles, IBLP, after being outspoken against IBLP's teachings and its minister, Bill Gothard, in recent years. While answering fans' questions on the latest episode of Jinger and Jeremy podcast, the former reality star was asked if she felt angry towards her parents for following IBLP teachings. "No," she responded, "and I can say that very clearly because I see how so many families wanted the guarantee for success for their kids. They were promised it, and they said, if you do this, your kids will turn out. And so I think that a lot of parents who walked into IBLP, they were well-meaning." Related Jinger Duggar Vuolo recalls jolt realization of an identity crisis 2 years into her marriage. "Who am I?" Exclusive. However, the people pleaser. Breaking free from the burden of imaginary expectations, author admitted that there will be challenges and struggles that I face due to her upbringing. "It's not always easy. And looking at it as a parent now, I can see how easy it was for my parents to get wrapped up in that teaching because they were well-meaning," she explained. "They went into it thinking, this is how we're going to teach our kids to love Jesus, and who doesn't want that?" Jinger revealed that many families in the faith didn't experience the success they were promised by Gothard, which she called heartbreaking. "Because as a parent, you want to make the best decisions, pray through what you're supposed to do, and I really believe my parents sought to do that for us kids. I don't have any anger toward them for it because, I just see that they did their best," she said. "They did what they thought was right in the moment." Related Jinger Duggar Vuolo says her mom helped her develop a healthy relationship with food. "I thought I was too fat." The mother of two, who is expecting her third child with husband Jeremy Vuolo, reflected how the teachings of IBLP impacted her self-confidence in an interview with PUPL. "I will just say a lot of it started when I was in the teachings of Bill Gothard, because there was so much that was drilled into you through what he said about trying to please your husband, and if you don't, he's going to leave you, because you don't have a perfectly clean house, or maybe you don't make the dinner on time, or you're not joyfully available to him at all times," she shared at the time. It was also focused on, do this, do this, do this, do this, otherwise, you're not going to be enough for him. Even having differences, because arguments don't equal rejection, and that's something that I've learned over the years, she added. Never miss a story. Sign up for People's free daily newsletter to stay up to date on the best of what POPL has to offer, from celebrity news to compelling human interest stories. Jinger Duggar claims 19 kids and counting was sometimes cut in a way her family didn't like. Jinger Duggar claimed that she and her family didn't always like how they were portrayed on their reality show 19 Kids and Counting. "Maybe we felt like some things might have started to be cut in a way that we didn't like it," Duggar, 31, said on the Wednesday episode of her and husband Jeremy Vuolo's self-titled podcast. "And it was like, I didn't say that." Jinger is one of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar's 19 children. She and her family rose to fame on the TLC series, which premiered in 2008. Jinger shared on Wednesday that she and her family members picked up on how the show's editing didn't match their recollection. "Or I rolled my eyes in an interview, then they put in there next to something I said about my mom and dad," she alleged. "And it was like, no, I didn't mean that." Jinger Duggar shares message about joy and sorrow of life after looking back at strict upbringing. The former reality star explained that she and her family would usually watch the rough cuts of the episodes before they aired on TV. They would later go back to view the reruns to see if they put in anything like that. Jinger added that sometimes she and her family would gather around and watch the show to recount a fun trip they took. "It's like our home videos really, because so many years before it came out my parents were really good about taking home videos of those," she explained. However, once the Duggar family started filming their series, the authentic home videos captured by her parents faded into the background in favor of the fully produced home videos. Us Weekly has reached out to TLC for comment. Now that the series has come to an end, Jinger wants access to the old episodes to show her children what her childhood was like. Jinger and Vuolo, 37, who tied the knot in 2016, share two daughters, Felicity, 6, and Evangeline, 3. The couple are currently expecting baby No. 3. 19 kids and counting, a comprehensive guide to the Duggar family. Throughout Jinger's time on 19 Kids and Counting, the reality series captured countless of her and her siblings' milestones. The series also followed the Duggars as they grew up with the fundamentalist Christian teachings of the Institute and Basic Life Principles, IBLP. Jinger wrote about her experience with the conservative household in her 2023 book, Becoming Free Indeed. While Jinger doesn't follow the strict religious rules like being unable to wear pants of her childhood anymore, she previously shared that it hasn't diminished her love for her parents. "I'm grateful for my childhood. It was not perfect. I shared a lot of difficulties that I struggled with throughout my childhood. But at the end of the day, I'm grateful for my parents," Jinger said during a June appearance on Matt and Abby Howard's Unplanned podcast. "I love them. We have differences. Everything's not perfect between us. But I think that at the end of the day, I love them and I know that they know that." Duggar News. Jessa Duggar facing money problems, forced to sell her wedding dress. Over the years, Duggar News followers have gotten an up-close and personal look into almost all the adult siblings' lives. Well, Jessa is one of them. Fans got to see her wholesome moments with her husband, Ben Seawald. Everyone thought that they were one big happy family. As years passed, Jessa gave birth to more kids in her family. So far, Jessa and Ben are parents to a total of 5 kids. The former is often updating viewers with several social media posts. However, many of them have started to believe that it could not be an honest depiction of the family's lives. There are many posts on social media that hint that Jessa and her family are not doing so well. So what happened? Duggar News. Jessa Duggar has a miserable marriage. Fans concerned. It's been a while since Jessa and her family appeared on TLC's shows. After all, Josh Duggar's heinous crime ensured that the network never invited the family back for more seasons of their shows. Amidst all this, viewers had also seen Jessa getting married in one of the seasons. At first, she appeared quite happy with her husband, Ben Seawald. Duggar News followers expressed concern for Jessa in a new post. They said how she is always complaining about her kids and how they mess up the house all the time. Viewers have gotten a glimpse of her messed-up house many times online. Due to this, they have reason to believe that Jessa is not in a happy marriage, but she has not publicly addressed it. Duggar News. Jessa selling wedding dress, family dealing with money problems. As mentioned above, Jessa has to hold down the fort for 5 of her kids. Hence, it's not an easy job. Duggar News fans have seen her struggle a lot on social media. While she often shares cute moments of her kids, some have been able to sense how much looking after them tires her out. Apart from this, there have been rumors about her miserable marriage all over the internet. Now, fans may have reason to believe that Jessa's family may be going through money troubles. A Redditor shared a picture of a wedding dress. They mentioned how it was up for sale. Many began deducing what if it was Jessa trying to sell it online. While there was no proof of it, many began to wonder why she would be willing to sell it in the first place. Some suggested that Jessa and her husband are going through money troubles. After all, they have 5 kids of their own, and running a house with 7 members doesn't seem like an easy task. While Jessa seems to be earning from her social media fame through posts and stories, fans aren't sure if she is earning a lot to sustain so many members of her family.